fifth Sunday in Ordinary Time Era. This reflection is prepared by Father Abe Francis, pastor at St. Jude Church, Grand Rapids, Michigan, USA. First reading Isaiah 58 7-10. The light born of mercy. The prophet Isaiah reveals that true worship is inseparable from justice, compassion, and self-giving love. Fasting pleasing to the Lord is not found in empty ritual but in breaking the chains of injustice, feeding the hungry, and sheltering the poor. When the faithful pour themselves out for those in need, God promises that light will rise in the darkness and healing will spring forth swiftly. Mercy becomes the pathway through which divine glory is revealed in human history. Where charity is lived, the presence of God shines with unmistakable clarity. Psalm 112 4-9. The blessing of the righteous. The psalm proclaims that light dawns in the darkness for the upright, for those who are gracious, merciful, and just. Their generosity reflects the steadfast faithfulness of God, whose righteousness endures forever. A life rooted in trust and compassion becomes a quiet but enduring testimony to God's goodness. 1 Corinthians 2:1-5. The power of the cross. St. Paul reminds the church that the gospel is not proclaimed through eloquence or human wisdom, but through humility and the power of the Spirit. He chose to know nothing except Jesus Christ and Him crucified, so that faith might rest not on clever arguments but on God's saving action. The weakness of the messenger becomes the space where divine strength is revealed. In the mystery of the cross, God overturns worldly expectations and reveals the depth of His love. True faith is born when hearts surrender to the power of Christ rather than the persuasion of words. Matthew 5:13-16. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus entrusts His disciples with a sacred identity and mission. To be salt is to preserve what is good and give flavor to the world through faithful witness. To be light is to reflect the radiance of Christ in a world often shadowed by fear and sin. Discipleship is never hidden or private, it is meant to be visible and transformative. The Christian life becomes credible not through words alone, but through deeds that reveal God's mercy and truth. When believers live with integrity, humility, and love, the light of Christ shines through them. Such light does not draw attention to the self but points unmistakably to the Father. In this way, the Church fulfills her mission, that all may see good works and give glory to God in heaven. Salt and light. The identity of the disciple. Dear brothers and sister, in today's gospel, Jesus does not tell His disciples what they should do. He tells them who they are. You are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. In the time of Jesus, salt was precious. It preserved food from decay, gave flavor to what was bland, and was even used in covenant offerings, symbolizing fidelity and permanence. To lose one's saltiness meant to lose one's purpose. Jesus is therefore warning His disciples that faith which does not transform life, faith that remains comfortable and hidden, becomes tasteless and ineffective. Light, in the biblical world, was a symbol of life, truth, and the presence of God. Darkness represented fear, chaos, and sin. A lamp was never lit to be concealed, but to illumine the whole house. In calling His followers light, Jesus entrusts them with His own mission to make God visible through their lives. This light is not self-generated, it is the reflection of Christ living within us. The ordinances of Jesus are not optional suggestions, they are a call to authentic discipleship. To be salt and light is to live the gospel visibly, courageously, and consistently. Today, we become salt when we preserve human dignity, speak truth with charity, and resist the corruption of injustice and indifference. We become light when our faith is expressed in mercy, forgiveness, service to the poor, and integrity in daily life. The world does not need louder Christians, but brighter ones, men and women whose lives quietly but powerfully give glory to God. When our good works flow from faith, they do not point to us, but to the Father who is the source of all light. Question for meditation. In my daily choices and relationships, am I truly salt that gives flavor and light that leads others to God, or have I allowed fear or comfort to dim my witness?